Welcome back, guys. So today we're going to be covering my top 10 best characters in Injustice 2 Mobile. So we're going to start at the bottom and work my way up. So, first person on my list is Last Laugh Joker. Boom, right here. Okay. So he says, when anyone is defeated on either team, the Joker gains an increase to damage for the remainder of the battle. So if you look at his abilities, it says, when anyone is defeated, the Joker gains 5% damage. So, the reason I put him at number 10 is because you can level up that passive ability to be the 5-star level. I haven't been able to level them up yet, but either way, even if it goes up 1% or 5%, doesn't really matter. It can max out, and he can either have, maybe it goes up by 5, maybe it goes up by 1, I don't know. Either way, what you would want to use Last Laugh Joker for is those really hard campaign battles. And when I say that, I mean, if you've played any of the heroic or the regular campaign mode, you know that every once in a while you get a battle that you know you're going to lose one of your characters because there's essentially going to be a super move on the enemy team that happens. Or there's one of those battles where there's a whole bunch of the guerrillas, or the inmates, where the enemy team will have 6 characters. So those inmates are really easy to kill, but the heroes themselves are pretty tough. They're pretty rough. So if the Joker is getting 5% damage from each of those inmates that you knock out, or if he gets 5% extra damage from anyone on your team that gets knocked out, if you know that your team's going to die, you just let them get knocked out, then the Joker is going to have a massive amount of damage that he can carry through your team for. So he's really good for campaign mode. I wouldn't say for much else so far, but that's why he's my number 10. So number 9, we have... I'll go number 9 and number 8. They're essentially the same reasoning behind them, but it is both of the Catwomen, number 9 and number 8. Obviously, I would say that the Silver Catwoman is number 9, and that is because of her passive ability. So she gets, she starts out with, I think it's, is it 5% more of credits in operations at her level 1 passive, and you can level it up. I think it's probably going to max out at about 10% more credits in operations. And just that alone means that putting her in an operation is optimal. Obviously, if you're trying to level up a character, then you wouldn't want to put Catwoman in the operation. But if you're not trying to level anybody up and you're just trying to get credits and gems and gear and all that, you would want to put Catwoman in there just to get that extra boost of credits. And when you're doing the maxed out missions, then you're getting a lot of credits. So an extra 7% or extra 10% credits, it builds up quickly. And then obviously, the Master Thief Catwoman is the one that I would rate as number, 8? So she gets, right off the bat, 6% more credits in operations and 6% more chance for gear in operations, which, amazing. I'm actually going to level her up right now. So she goes from 6 to 7.5. So when she's maxed out, get another one. That's going to be 9 each. And she can level up 2 more times as well. So that's 12% more credits and gear chance in operations. Amazing. That in itself, you don't have to ask any more questions about it. She always should be in an operation. So that itself is worth it. You put her in operations with the other Catwoman, and you're just gaining more and more credits as you go along. And she's easy to get. That's the other piece of this. Just by doing operations, you're going to get Master Thief Catwoman hero shards, which means you can have her, you will, at some point, if you keep playing this game, you will 100% have her maxed out at star rating 5, because if you keep doing the missions, then you will get them. You're guaranteed. She's the only one that you get shards for in operations. Alright, so moving on to my next character, it is my number 7 spot, and it goes to It's going to be a weird one. It's Primal Swamp Thing. So, he's pretty weak. He's pretty weak sauce when it comes to his speed is slow. His threat level is low. Like, it's always going to be lower than most gold characters. He's not Arcane class, so he's counterable. Lots of reasons that I wouldn't rate him as a good character. But there is one. And if you click into him and you read his passive, it says, a strong relationship with all vegetable matter allows Swamp Thing to revive himself by transferring his consciousness to a new body upon reaching 0 health. You go to his abilities, and it says that he comes back with 25 health. Now you can obviously upgrade that 25% health to a higher percentage, but that's not the reason that he's a good character. The reason that he's a good character is because when you're in campaign mode in heroic or in regular, to be able to simulate the battles, you have to have 3 stars on the battle. When you're just starting out and you're working your way through the campaign mode, it's hard to get 3 stars because the enemy team almost always racks up an ultimate move. And ultimates, 90% of the time, at least knock out one character when you're playing through campaign mode, which is annoying as all hell when you're trying to get those 3 stars because the 3 stars are your 3 intact characters at the end of the match. So, using Primal Swamp Thing, he can tank a super move, an ultimate, and he will die from it, but he regenerates with 25% health, which means he actually doesn't get knocked out. So you let him tank the super move, so you swap him in just to tank the super move, then you swap him back out after he regenerates and kill the rest of their enemy team, and you've gotten rid of one super move without any of your characters dying, and you can get your 3 stars on those campaign missions. Pro tip right there, because I didn't think he was worth even leveling up because he's slow, his move sucks, his threat level is really low, but that one piece helps you get through campaign mode so much more easily. So moving on to the next character here, it's my number 6 spot, and it goes to, weirdly, Arkham Knight Batman. I don't know, I'm gonna get some hate for this. So first off, I don't have him, so I can't show you exactly why I'm talking about this, but he comes out straight off the bat with 2,671 threat. That's at 4 stars. And you can see that Armored Superman comes out with 2,530 threat. Now, Arkham Knight, his skills, or his passive, is extensive research provided by Wayne Technology improves the damage of any hazard deployed by Bruce's team. In addition to offering an extended ranged attack, Batman's gadgets also stun opponents, leaving them defenseless and unable to attack. So, essentially, it's just saying that when he does a special, or uses his gadget, he leaves them stunned. But that's not the best passive, because there's so many other people's passives or other characters' passives that do major enhancements to your character that I'm going to run through in a minute with my next upcoming characters. So that's not a very good passive. His abilities are good, but his attack moves aren't that strong. And when I say, trust me, you guys know me as a Batman fan. And I used to Arkham Knight in Injustice: Gods Among Us was my favorite character. So it's not that I'm trying to shit on Batman here. I'm just saying that he comes out with a threat level much higher than I think it should be, because he doesn't do the damage that he should be doing, and he dies pretty easily. And he's tech class, which means it can be countered. So, and you can only get his hero shards from hero packs. So he's really hard to get. And even if you do unlock him, getting him to star 5 is going to be impossible currently. So, if you use him in campaign mode and in the non-online battles, then he's really good, because it doesn't really matter what his threat is, because as long as he's killing the opponent, then you're good. But when you take him online, if you face him up with another character that's at 2600 threat, most times he loses. Now, that's the whole problem with being online. If you're using an overpowered, or an underpowered character with overpowered threat level, then you're doing yourself a disjustice, because you can fight teams with higher threat levels, so you can get, more rewards. But if you're losing because Batman can't do enough damage, then you're kind of out of luck again. So it is nice that he comes out with a 4-star rating, but for me, the threat level doesn't match the damage that he puts out or the health that he can tank. So sadly, he's kind of an in-between character right now for me, where I don't know where I'd use him. And every time I fight him, he's really easy to beat. And I've not heard, actually, anybody walking through the legendary class to show me, or to show why he is a good character to level up and try and focus on. So, but he is, like I said, he is the strongest character in the game when it comes to threat level, and you can put him on teams in arena mode to boost up the threat level that you're fighting against, which means you'll get more reward if you win the battle. So he is on the list of the top 10, but he isn't my number 1 just because of his threat level, So moving on to my number 5, it is over here. Where is he? He is Blademaster Robin. So, first off, everybody knows that this character is really hard to beat when you're facing him. He's really hard to counter when it comes to when you should be blocking and when you should be attacking. And even after you finish attacking, 90% of the time, he can attack you faster than you can get to block, which is like annoying as anything. So anyway, his summary says, a trained assassin, Robin always receives extra combo hits, increasing the damage bonus received upon his abilities. So everybody, not everybody, but hopefully you know by now that when you do your combos, just your regular attacks, you build up a combo meter, and that combo meter, if you get 10 combos and then you use an ability, then it does 50% more damage on the ability. If you get 20 combos, then you do 100% more damage on your ability. It goes up by increments of every combo you get, like 1 combo, you get 5% damage additional on your ability. So the fact that Robin can receive extra combo hits means that his abilities are going to be super strong. And his agility class, which means he's super fast, so he can attack and block quickly, which means that he shouldn't be losing his combo because he is fast enough to block in time. But he's also fast enough to get his combo off, which means he can use his ability. So again, under the abilities, Robin's combo never goes below 3, and you can upgrade that. So it can, I think it can go to, what is it, 3, 4 is star 2, 5 is star 3, 6 is star 4, and 7 is star 5. So I'm thinking that he can go up to 5 combo meters when you level them all the way up, which is just starting out with 7. That means you get 35 additional bonus damage on your abilities. He's really good. If you have him, I would focus on him and try and level him up. So my next spot goes to my number 4 pick, which is Predator Batman. So for me, Predator Batman is overpowered for his threat level. So his threat level is only 1894, but that's only at 3 stars. First things first, you can get this character through arena mode by using the arena medals. So you are guaranteed to be able to get this character if you just play arena mode. It's not up to chance. You don't have to open boxes and hope that you get him randomly. If you continually play, you can get him just by grinding. So that's awesome. And you can level him all the way up by doing that as well. Additionally, he comes in with the summary reading, upgraded with cutting-edge weighing technology, Predator Batman calls in the Batwing to strafe all opponents, lowering their health. So that means upon tag-in, he lowers their health by, if we go to abilities, 10%, just by tagging in. So you can continually tag in and tag out this character. You can also level up the amount of health that he reduces them by just by, when you get him to a certain star level, you can promote him. So I'm guessing you can get him up to about 15% on tag in. So just by tagging in, he's already paying for himself. Additionally, his specials can stun. His basic attacks can stun. He can stun more than any character in the entire game. So I have played against him where he literally stun locks me. He'll do a basic attack that stuns me. Then he'll use his ability, his stun bomb ability, and that stuns me. And then sometimes he'll hit me again and stun me, and then he might have his stun bomb already again. And he can take out an entire character without them even coming out of stun lock. So he's really good. The fact that his threat level is lower than I feel it should be means that if he goes up against another character with 1894 threat level, he should win 90% of the time as long as he's not being countered by the other class. So that's why my number, number 4 goes to Predator Batman. Moving on to my top 3. My top 3, my number 3 pick is Marksman Deadshot. So he comes in with 1828 threat, and his summary reads, an expert's mercenary specializing in taking out opponents from a distance. Deadshot gains a damage and lethal chance bonus based on his distance from the opponent. Okay, so let's just break that down. If you're doing your combos correctly, then you should be pushing your enemy further and further away from the left side of the screen, so towards the right side of the screen. By pushing them that far, that means that you're building up your combo meter, and then when it comes time to use your ability, you should have a combo built up, and you should be able to, very easily, how hard is this? Just back up. Just swipe left, and he backs up as far as you can get him to back up without the enemy rushing towards you. But you just back him up, and then you use your ability. And this man's abilities, when he's far away from the enemy, do the most damage out of any abilities in the game. So if you're using him correctly, then you should be able to almost knock out a character every time he just uses either his on the low or his trick shot. Especially when you can build up his sniper passive just by getting him to higher star ratings. So I would definitely say focus on this character. If you have him currently, I would level him up, make sure he's as high as possible, and just keep trying to grind those hero shards for him, because that lethal chance on attack is massive. If you just read it, his lethal chance on attack is currently 1%, but when you level him up, it gets higher and higher, and you can get his gear to give him additional bonus damage as well. So massive. Next, we have my number 2 pick. And my number 2 pick is actually this week's challenge mode hero. And that is Soulstealer Dr. Fate. So this guy, obviously nobody's got him yet, but this guy sounds overpowered as any character I've ever heard of. So first off, if you've got the Silver Dr. Fate, you know that he does massive damage. He's really tanky and he does massive damage. He's a really good character just to play with. And he's fast too. And he's cool. Looks cool. But this Soulstealer Dr. Fate, let's just run through the reasons that he's amazing. First off, from top to bottom, Arcane class. Arcane class does not have any other class that counters it. So he can't be useless against another player or the enemy team. He's always just going to have a consistent output of damage and take a consistent amount of damage. So he can't be countered. Second, let's read his summary. An agent of order, Kent Nelson, is able to swap health with his opponent upon performing his super move. So, first off, if you played Injustice Gods Among Us, he's Raven, but instead of swapping his health when he gets to low health, you can essentially fight with Soulstealer Dr. Fate until he gets to really low health, and then swap him out, and then fight with your other character until you've got a super move available, and then swap Dr. Fate back in at low health, use a super move, and swap life with them. So he's done damage by fighting, then he swaps out, then he comes back in and uses a super move to knock out the character, and then he's back at full health again. So you are at 3 characters with full health while the enemy team is down a character with nothing to show for it, because the damage that he did to Dr. Fate is mitigated by the super move. So he's Raven, which is awesome. And then Fate also allows his teammates to heal from him from his Break of Life ability. So if you're using just his abilities, Break of Life is the 5-level ability, whatever you want to call it, 5, energy or whatever you want to call it. So that one's doing massive damage, the highest damage that he can do, or second highest damage that he can do for just his abilities, and it's healing your team. Like, if Break of Life did less damage, I could understand it healing your teammates, or his teammates. But since it does more damage than his special one, then it's overpowered. He's a healer, and he's a Raven, which is, when I say he's a Raven, if you've not played Injustice Gods Among Us, first off, get that game, it's awesome. But second off, he swaps life. So he's swapping life, and he's healing. That's ridiculous. So obviously nobody's got him yet, so I can't review him properly in gameplay. But again, oh, and the other thing that I missed was he's available in these weekly challenges. So again, if you just keep waiting and keep playing the challenges, you'll get him. Like, it's not up to chance by opening boxes. You just get him if you play. So, and you can level him up if you play. So last but not least, my top spot goes to Emerald Green Lantern. Dude's a beast. So, Green Lantern provides a buff to team members as they tag in. Hal can also create dangerous constructs which cause damage over time. So, you can see that I've got him at level 47, and he's missing a piece of gear, and he's 20,000 threat. So he's really good threat level. He's Arcane class, which again, you just heard me talk about it with Dr. Fate. It can't be countered, so he does a consistent amount of damage and takes a consistent amount of damage, and you don't have to swap him out if an enemy teammate swaps in. He's easy to get, in that it's not up to chance again, because his shards are obtained through Campaign Mode Chapter 4. So you can just continually grind Heroic Campaign Mode Chapter 4, and you'll get shards of his, and you can eventually level him up. I didn't do that. I bought Hero Chests, and he was in there as well. So I got him in a Hero Chest, and I can get him in Heroic Campaign Mode. Then, if we look at his abilities, his passive, Green Lantern buffs active hero on tag-in with stun on next attack, power bar gain, or critical attack. So when someone tags in, they can do any of those, whatever you want to call them, those passives, those abilities, those buffs. So if you tag in and you stun the character, then maybe you can get a couple of hits off and perform an ability and knock them out, because you've got a combo now that you wouldn't have had if you had tagged in otherwise. If they get the power bar gain, then they got extra power. That's easy, simple. And the critical attack, again, simple. You can figure that out yourself on how easy that is. And you can upgrade those, by leveling them up. Then, the reason that I rate him number 1 is, first off, he's super fast. He gets the combo of 10, which is the 4 jabs, and then the swipe, and then the 4 jabs, and either a swipe or a jump or a low attack. So he gets 10 combos per attack set, which is awesome, because some characters only get 8, and he gets 10, so he's fast. He has specials that are really helpful. So if you are able to push the enemy all the way to the right side of the screen where they can't back up anymore, then he's got his grinder ability, which means that he throws down, essentially a grinder thing on the floor, and if the enemy is standing in it, they take damage over time. And if they're all the way up in the back corner, there's nowhere for them to go. So he can just use that grinder, and it will do massive damage to them. The reason that grinder is overpowered is because the enemy characters usually aren't supposed to be able to stand in it for more than a couple of seconds. But if you push them all the way to the right side of the screen, massive damage because they can't get out of it. Willpower, I think, is the most overpowered skill or ability that I've seen in this game. So I have it at level 33. I've been upgrading the heck out of it. But this skill mitigates 76% of incoming damage after using it. And that lasts for probably about a second and a half, 2 seconds. So if you see the enemy character is about to use a special or an ability, and you use this willpower first, and then they use the ability against you, you mitigate 76% of that ability. That's sick. But even better than that is it does almost 3,000 damage, which is huge. You can knock out characters with that all the way through heroic campaign mode. So I'm actually going to show you this character in action, and you can actually see with just this green emerald green lantern, I have completed a whole set of resource missions, which maxes out at 160,000 threat level, and my threat level with my team was about 50,000. So I beat a team of 160,000 with a team of 51,000 just because of Emerald Green Lantern. So I'm just going to show you how overpowered that special 2 is. Hopefully I can show you and not die right here like an idiot. But I'm playing level 60, was it 4 or 5 star? I think it was 5-star characters that should overpower me very easily. But let me just show you, I'm just going to see if I can show you his special 2 and the way to play with him. So first off, he started out with 2 bars of power. He gets those 10 hits. Doesn't take much damage from Cyborg. Come on now, Cyborg. Don't be this guy. Oh, man, I got Armored Superman. So I don't want to use my special against Armored Superman because, because he blocks the first special. So there's no point in using it. It's just useless. Back up, man. Back up. I didn't back up in time because I can't play properly because I suck. But there we go. Watch this. He was blocking! You saw that he was blocking that, and it almost killed him. And he's higher level than me. I'm going to do it again right here. He was oh, was he blocking? I don't know. He might not have been blocking that time. But, regen, back up. Okay, so I'm just going to use my special now just so that I can get it. Oh, he reflected it. Come on now. But I was just trying to make it so that... Come on. I was just trying to make it so that I could use my next special on him right here. Oh, he tagged out. Come on, dude. Stop it. I'm going to tag out just so I can tank armored. This is why I use Primal Swamp Thing, because he's going to use his ultimate on me, I would imagine. There it is. So this is exactly why I have Primal Swamp Thing, because if I was trying to actually win the main battle where it counts, where you have to get 3 stars or whatever, when they use this ultimate that you can't avoid them using, it'll knock you out probably, but he will regen. So anyway, let's just go ahead and finish him off with this and smack his ass again. But if I hadn't have had to face an armored Superman who just, tanks that initial special move, and if I hadn't have used my special and then he reflected it on me, which again is my bad on actually using the special against an armored Superman, I can't because I just don't know how to play apparently, then this Green Lantern is insane. He's so good. He tanked that entire mission. I only had to use essentially one character. I had to use a secondary character so that, Green Lantern didn't die from an ultimate, but that's going to be the case with any hero. No hero can tank an ultimate and you not take any damage from it. So I would definitely say that the best character in the game currently is this Emerald Green Lantern, because he's just ridiculously overpowered. Him, and then Dr. Fate healing him, and my third option would probably be, as the best team, would probably for campaign mode would probably be Primal Swamp Thing, just so that you can get that, you can tank the ultimate. But for just damage in an online arena, I would have to say it would probably be either Predator Batman, so that he can use his specials, or, I mean, his abilities, or probably Blademaster Robin, so that Blademaster Robin could build up a combo meter for me, and then I could swap in Green Lantern and use that special 2 to do massive damage, and then if either of them got low on health, heal them up with Dr. Fate. Unbeatable team, I think. I mean, honestly. So that is my top 10, folks. If y'all have any additional reasons that you think any other character should be listed in that top 10, or even if the ones in my list should be higher or lower, let me know in the comments below. If you have any questions about playstyles of how you should be playing stuff and how you should be focusing on each character, again, ask me in the comment section below, or ask any other questions that you guys have in the comments. If you like the video, maybe leave a like, maybe subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.